Good afternoon to all. Today we are going to see about supply chain management, the role of transportation in supply chain management. Then the introduction, what is the global supply chain? A system of recognitions, people activities, information and resources involved in moving a product or service from supplier to customer. The primary objective of SCM is to fulfill the customer demands through the most efficient use of resources, including the distribution capacity, inventory, and labor. So, this is the global supply chain. So, in this supply chain, they have to fulfill the customer demands in the efficiency use of resources like distribution capacity, inventory, and labor. Then, what is transportation? The transport or transportation is a process which engages in movement of people, animals and goods from one location to another. Any device used to move an item from one location to another. The transport is important because it enables trade between people, which is essential for the development of civilizations. Then mode of transportations. We have several modes. First we see about road. In this road we have to use trucks like a truckload and less than truckload. Then second one is rail. You know very well about rail transportation. Then air, it is flight. It is also you know very well. Then package carriers like couriers and all these other things have been comes under this criteria. Then water. Water is nothing but ship. Ship oriented transportation is called as water transportation. Then pipeline. This is the another kind of transportation. Then modes of transportation in global, like this is the simple picture. You can see what's the things we have to be discussed. First of all, road. It's TL and TTL. The road transport can be most flexible option for your international business, especially within the EU. The motorway network is good and crossing national borders is usually quick and efficient. So roadways, it is best for local transportation but not suitable for borders. What is the advantage for this road? It is relatively low cost. So cost wise it is very less. Then extensive road networks, and also your road networks are very extensive, so it is a one kind of advantage. Then scheduled and track, so you can easily schedule the plans and also you can track the things easily. Then consignments can be secured and private. Then it has some disadvantages like long distances over land can take more time, so the timing may be take more because of long distance. Then traffic delays and breakdowns will be happen. Then risk of goods being damaged. Sometimes if you go for long travel or long distance cross means the goods will be damaged. If suppose you carelessly drive that vehicle mean maybe the chances for goods damage. Then toll charges are high in some countries. So nowadays toll gate charges are very high comparatively other countries. Then different road and traffic regulations. So some kind of areas they cannot move the large vehicles during the daytime. They can move their vehicles after 7 o'clock, 7 after 7 p.m. and all. So this is the rules and regulation may be differ. So at that time they have to struggle to deliver the goods. That is the disadvantage for this road transport. Then you can either use your own vehicles or a carrier. If you operate your own vehicle, you will need to consider license, fuel cost, regulations, driver training and tax. Then truckload shipping. So this is the another one type. Large amount of homogeneous cargo and fill an entire semi trailer or in the intermodal container. A truckload carrier is a trucking company that generally contracts an entire trailer load to a single customer. Then less than truckload LTL shipping. The transportation of relatively small freight. The alternatives to LTL carriers or parcel carrier or full truckload carriers. Then parcel carriers usually handle small packages and freight that can be broken down into units less than 150 pounds, like 68 kilograms. Then different types of carriers including couriers, hauliers, freight forwarders. So these are the different type of carriers. Then rail transportation. Rail transportation is a cost effective and efficient way to move your goods. The main advantage is fuel efficiency, manpower efficiency, land use efficiency, speed and safety. So these are the major advantages for the rails. Then disadvantages: cost and maintenance. So it is difficult. Then inconvenience: you cannot stop whatever the places you want. So you must go to station. After that only you can receive your goods. Then it is not flexible, inflexible. Then expensive than road transport. So it is comparatively expensive to road transport. Then mechanical failure or industrial and distribute services. Then adding to cost and affecting the delivery schedule. Sometimes train delay or late means you cannot get the goods on time. Then these are the conditions under which rail transport is undertaken, including classification of dangerous goods. Sometimes in Diwali time people are using crackers. At the time they have to be send that crackers through train or courier. At the time it is a dangerous goods. Sometimes they can get the petrols or chemicals. So these are the dangerous goods they have been carried out. Then dangerous goods list and any special provisions or exemptions. Then testing and use of packing, intermediate bulk containers, large packing and tanks. Procedures relating to consignment, conditions concerning the conditions of carriage, loading, unloading and handling. Then air, you know very well about the air transportation. Like air transport offers numerous advantages for international trade depending on the requirements of the organization. The main advantage is speed and frequency. It is very speed and also very frequent. Then less packing required. Then high level of security for sensitive items. If you give some sensitive item means it gives the high level of security. Then wide range of goods. The goods range is very wide. Then disadvantages: air transport can involve higher costs than other options, and it is not suitable for all goods. Flights are subject to delay or cancellation. So pay taxes at each airport you use. Fuel and currency surcharges will be added to freight cost. Further transportation may be needed. If suppose you are sending things in a flight means you can collect or receive that from the opponent end by using some other vehicles or some other transport. So you have to use two transport. First one is air, another one is local transport. So in air transportation this is the major disadvantage. And also you can collect the goods from airport only, not any other places. So that is the big difficult to this air transportation. Next, water. If your business needs to transport large quantities but there is no pressure to deliver quickly, shipping by sea may be suitable. The advantages is ship can carry large volumes of low cost. Shipping containers can also be used for further transportation by road or rail and dominant in global trade like autos, grain, apparel, etc. Then disadvantages is limited to certain geographic areas. Then routes and timetables are usually flexible. Then tracking your goods progress is very difficult. To pay port duties and tax for the transportation overland, then basic freight rates are subject to fuel and currency surcharges. So these are the major disadvantages for the water transport. Okay, thanks for watching. If you have any doubts, kindly ping me on 9600589068. If you want any clarification or doubts, you can write a mail to pmaheshwaran@ksrct.ac.in. Thanks to all. Once again, thank you. Thanks for watching.